13 through 18. It's about wisdom, true wisdom. So if you read my shirt, it says wisdom, more precious than rubies. So when we are God's sheep, He knows us. And when faith comes from hearing the word of God, that creates wisdom. You learn, you grow, and that's how you gain wisdom. So this is what James 3:13 through 18. If you are wise and understand God's ways, prove it by living an honorable life, doing good works with humility that comes from wisdom. But if you are bitterly jealous and there is selfish ambition in your heart, do not cover up the truth with boasting and lying. For jealousy and selfishness are not God's kind of wisdom. That is 14.
Naye bwe muba n'obujja obukambwe n'okuyomba mu mutima gwammwe temwenyumirizanga so temulimbanga okuziyiza amagezi.
And then verse 15, for jealousy and selfishness are not of God's kind of wisdom.
Amagezi gano sigegakka okuva waggulu naye nga ga mu nsi.
Such things are earthly,
nga ga mu nsi,
unspiritual, and demonic. For wherever there is jealousy and selfish ambition, there you will find disorder and every kind of evil. But the wisdom from above is first all pure. It is also peace loving, gentle at all times, and willing to yield to others. It is full of mercy and the fruit of good deeds. It shows no favoritism and is always sincere. And those who are peacemakers will plant seeds of peace. That's verse 18. And those who are peacemakers will plant seeds of peace and reap a harvest of righteousness. So, by gaining faith from the Word of God and being His sheep and hearing His voice, that's what gives us wisdom to be able to live. Okay, so Pastor was talking about today is October 1st. New month. New starting. In America, we are just starting fall season. So you have winter, spring, summer, fall. Goes back into winter. In fall is the beginning of harvest. And I believe here you've already gone through harvest. So your season is different You're ahead of us a little bit. But you've gone through harvest and we are just starting. Which harvest is in farming terms, seed time and harvest. The name of the church is Ambassador. I know, and a lot of people know what the word ambassador means. But for me, I had to go study. What does ambassador really mean? So, if you can imagine, up on top of that mountain, that's God. He's the creator. He owns the universe. And he holds eternity in his hands. Okay? So that's where it begins. Okay? I'm breaking it down to get to where the ambassador part comes from. Okay? So it starts with God. Then from God is his son Jesus. Okay? There's only one way to God, and that's through Jesus. Okay? So only one way to God, and that's to believe that God sent Jesus down to be a man on earth, to believe in his death and his resurrection. So that's how our relationship with Jesus starts, which leads us to God. And it says this in Matthew 7. Matthew 7, 13 and 14. Matthew 7, 13 and 14. Enter by the narrow gate. For the wide gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction. And there are many who will go by it. Because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it. The narrow way. So when you get out on the highway, you got a huge road. Everybody's going. But then you get those little roads. You don't see many people on there. A lot of times it's bumpy. And that's what it says. Our way